What's going on YouTube? Rant Man here. So it's been a while since I've done any videos, so I'm going to knock 3 of these suckers out today. I was driving by today. This whole subject came out of nowhere, right? So I'm driving around. I used to go to church. I used to be very religious. I was an independent fundamental Baptist. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but that's what I was. All right. Very archaic religion. Not that I'm talking trash about any of you that may be that particular denomination, but I'm driving around, right? And it just hit me. Like, I don't know where I drive by this, what was the name? But Council Road Baptist Church. Yeah, right here in, it's the Bethany War Acres area of Oklahoma. And I went to that church before, and when I drove by it, something snapped. Something just snapped in my head. I was like, I got to do a video about this because it's ridiculous. It is. Now, most of you know by now, I don't really know what I am anymore. I'm not religious. I don't know for sure if I even believe in God anymore. You know, I really haven't in a long time. Occasionally I'll catch myself thinking about it, but usually it's not something on my mind. So, you know, that's a personal struggle that I've been dealing with for most of my life. And as I get older, it becomes more and more of a struggle. But that's not what this video is about. This video isn't about me trying to convince you that there's no God or trying to convince you that there is a God. It doesn't matter to me what you think. I'm just here to share my opinion with you and then get some feedback from you guys to see how you feel about my opinion. Not that it's going to change mine any, but I do like constructive criticism and feedback, and I love a good debate. So I'm driving by Council Road Baptist Church, and it just reminded me, this is a massive church, guys. And I went to this church one time with my my ex-wife. We went to this church, if you can call it a church, and let me tell you something. It angered me. It infuriated my soul. My heart wanted to explode and burst into flames, not because the devil is in me. I felt, I don't even know how to describe what I felt when I saw this church takes up probably a good city block. All right, this church has the main building, you know, the worship center, and then you have all these other buildings. And let me tell you something, guys. I remember my first day at church. I walk in, I sit down, I was already nervous because independent fundamental Baptists go to usually they're small churches. They're not very big. An independent fundamental Baptist church that I went to here in Oklahoma, I think it was War Acres, something like that, was Windsor Hills Baptist Church. It's a fairly small church. In North Carolina, it was Trinity Baptist Church in Wilson, North Carolina. These are small churches. They don't get grants from the government or anything like that. They rely on themselves. They're self-sustaining churches. And that's what I really liked about it, because the preacher drove a car just like everybody else. All right, the preacher wasn't rolling around in an E-Class or an S-Class 5 Series. All right, while the people coming in on foot or riding a bicycle are sitting there handing 10% of their earnings to the tithing plate to pay that preacher's car payment. No, that to me felt like more of a church than anything I've ever been to. But this Council Road Baptist Church, and it's on Council Road, and I think it's War Acres or something like that, maybe Oklahoma City, I don't know. It's huge. And when I walked in, it was so intimidating, made you feel so small. The church was so big, it made the people feel so small. But let me tell you, they had plenty of tithing plates to collect your money. You know, dig deep into your pockets so that you can pad the pockets of the preacher, in my opinion. I'm not saying for sure that's what's going on. That's my opinion. They got big screen TVs. They have like laser light shows. They've got bands, bow, 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 you know, and I'm like, I'm seeing all this. It's like a rock concert. Hey, that's great, whatever, you know, if that's what you're into. I'm not judging the people that attend these churches. It's what's behind the scenes that I think is what really infuriates me. These people are making a fucking killing off of their people. Yeah, that didn't make sense. It's been a long day, guys. The church is making a fuckload of money off of the people that are tithing. Let me tell you a secret, guys, and this is something that really, it hit me hard when I saw that church. I don't believe if there is a God, God is not in that church. God is not part of any church like that, in my personal opinion. God is not about money. All right? And here we go, because this is where I get conflicted. All right, you'll hear I can preach. Let me tell you something. I could preach. I could sit here and tell you that God's Son, God's only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, God in the flesh, right, was born to the Virgin Mary. He was born in a manger, and he was a fucking carpenter. All right? Did Jesus not wash the feet of the homeless? Did Jesus not spend his time with the meek, with the lame? Yeah, he did. But I'm not preaching. God never, ever, nor Jesus ever wanted church to be like this. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, who the hell are you? You don't know God. Well, you're right. I don't know God. I don't. But I know in my heart, in my spirit, there is no God in those churches. If anything, that's the devil. Wolves in sheep's clothing, guys. That's what that is. You're sending your money straight to the devil. Why would God need something so flashy? God doesn't need flashy. God's never done flashy. Jesus never did flashy. No. Even at the time of Jesus' death on the cross, there's nothing flashy. So, I don't know where these people are coming from, and I don't know where the congregations are flooding in from, but there's definitely not a lack of people that are willing to go there and just make these people unbelievably rich for no reason. You should not go to church and see your pastor driving a $60,000 or $80,000 car. You shouldn't. Not unless your preacher, pastor, what have you, has a business or something that they do and they become successful on their own. When they rely on the church, when they give their lives to God, and they're making that kind of money off of you, there's a problem. And it's disgusting. And it's absolutely terrifying to me as to how many people walk into this church and hand over their money. Not just that church. Churches just like it all across the globe. Now, I know that maybe I sound a little preachy, and some of you are probably going to say, oh, you feel it, you know. Yeah, you're right, I do. There are times that I definitely feel like coming to God's defense. Not that God would need me, all right? But that does not make me a believer. Sometimes I feel like I do. Most of the time, I don't think so. You know, you live, you die, you move on. That's kind of where I'm at with the struggle at this point in my life. So please respect my view, respect my belief, just as much as I'll do my best to respect yours as well. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you that there is God or that there is not God. I'm just here to share an opinion with you. I've seen too many times churches like this, these giant churches that they're rich. They're just absolutely rich. And the congregation is absolutely poor. And there's something seriously wrong with that. There is. God's work does not include building yourself a $160,000 house or going and buying yourself a nice new BMW or shiny Mercedes. It's not God's work. All right? If you're really going to take that money, use it for what God intended. And how do you know what God intended it to be for? Because if you're a true person of God, God should speak to you. Speak to your heart, speak to your spirit. And I don't think God's whispering in your fucking ear to go buy a fucking car. You know? Take care of other people first. That's what Jesus did. Yeah, I don't even know. It's a struggle. It's a personal struggle that I've gone through, and I will continue probably going through till the day I die. And by then it's too late, you know? But I wanted to share that with you because I do not believe that God is in any church like that, in any capacity at all. If anything, that church is of the devil, assuming that there is one. Thoughts? Comment below. Till next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe out there.